caves down. There's a cavernous system that connects all the continents.
What do you got?
All right. I want you to tell me, because I'm not a science guy. I'm not a scientist. I was never very good in science and math. So maybe I'm missing
Oh, really?
something.
You weren't? That doesn't show at all.
But I want you to explain to me how we've lost the telemetry data on the moon mission in the last 40, 50 years.
What do you mean lost the telemetry?
Apparently all the technology, from what I understand, that that we used to actually go to the moon, we don't have anymore. Have you heard that?
What do you mean?
All the tech, they said, have you heard this? That the top NASA scientists, everyone who was putting the mission together, they're saying now that we've got to figure out a new way, because I can't believe this has absolutely been out there for a few years now. When questioned about it, they don't have that data anymore. They don't know how to get to the moon anymore.
What do you mean they don't know how to get to the moon? We're going to the moon again.
No, they don't know how to put people on the moon anymore. They forgot.
They haven't forgot. I don't know what the hell.
Yeah, you got, okay, well, I got to show them some links and stuff like this, but this is the stuff I've heard said. Basically, they just forgot. They lost the information.
They haven't lost anything. Where did you get this information?
Documentaries and research.
What, credible documentaries?
Yeah.
Not this bullshit like Hollow Earth stuff?
Now, that's not BS, man.
Well, all right, we'll tackle that one in another one. One conspiracy at a time. I don't understand what you're talking about, because we're going back to the moon. It's been announced it's going to happen. So we didn't go there the first time. What is? Give me a reason. What is? I get the conspiracy that obviously you're racing against the Russians. It's a political move and all, but at the end of the day, it would come out eventually. I don't see.
The reason why?
Yeah.
The reason behind it, keep people preoccupied. It's the oldest reason in the book.
But you're not paying. It eventually would come out if that was the case. There's no payoff at this point anymore. It should come out. Okay, well, we never did, but we're going now.
Well, let's say we never did, and we're going now.
Now we're saying, let's say. You said we didn't go.
No, I'm saying if they came out and said,
yeah,
we didn't go.
Okay.
Why can't they come out and say that? Why can't they come out and say
Because it's not true. Why not do that? If you didn't go, why wouldn't they come out and say it now?
Why go back now after 50 years?
Why not? You've seen it. They've said it, that they want to set up some kind of a base. That way you can land there and then go to maybe Mars or wherever.
What I understand is you can't get past the Van Allen belt, which is the radiation belt that surrounds the Earth.
Where's that?
So
you're telling me we've never gone to the moon? No probes have gone out, no satellites have gone out and taken pictures?
I'm saying there's a definite possibility. I'm not saying I'm just saying that, there's
now we're
a
backtracking
theory.
here.
No, there's a theory.
Shout out Court. Where's that enthusiastic argument here? You're arguing.
No, well, I don't. I'm a guy here doing a podcast, doing a YouTube channel.
Podcast. Yeah, YouTube channel.
I mean, who am I basically?
Yeah, but you're so adamant about.
It's just my opinion.
Now it's your opinion. You're so adamant about this when the cameras are off. Now we get the cameras on. This is your time. Convince me. You're not convincing me.
Nothing will.
You're not convincing them.
Nothing will convince you
because you don't have an argument,
dude. If I could pull, what do you want me to do? You want me to go pull all the information I can together, get all the resources, and us sit down for 24 hours, just at the kitchen table?
We don't have that kind of time.
Well, that's what I'm saying, because there's a lot of information out there.
No, but you got nothing. So, all right, we're going, right? If they faked it, what would have happened if we land here in a year, 2 years, whenever it is, and it's nothing like they faked it. What do you do then? What do you say? Oops.
What do you mean that it's nothing?
It doesn't look like what they did if they faked it.
Right. Obviously, if it doesn't look like it, then they did fake it.
Yeah, but they don't want. If they are faking it, why would you even take that chance?
To go back, because maybe we're not even going back at all.
Oh, here we go.
Maybe we
You
can't.
can't fake it now. You have said to me several times. This is not when the camera's been on. You've said to me that Neil Armstrong and Buzz both radioed Houston and said there is a flying saucer, unidentified flying object over there on the other side, down on the moon. And Houston says, "Don't worry about it. Just keep going." You've said this.
I said that because that's what they said.
Now you don't believe it. You said that you believed it.
Listen, I am open to the possibilities of these things. I'm just saying you are not open to the possibility
Because
of
you're
any.
not convincing me. You're not selling me on this. It doesn't make sense to, besides the fact that you wanted to fake out the Russians. But if that was the only case, that would have came out by now. Other than that, you're not selling me, oh, sleight of hand thing, keep occupied over here, what's going on. But they haven't, it's been so long now that theory to me is debunked.
Well, there's a lot of people now coming out, like myself, we're not experts.
Reading these bullshit facts, you don't fact check them.
That are possible. Is it possible? Is we're questioning the narrative. All we're doing is questioning. And see, the blowback again, and that's the thing. If you really want to know the truth, you start questioning the people telling you the truth. And when they get pissed off and they start pushing back like this,
I'm not pushing back. I'm saying you're not selling me. And nobody's getting pissed off. Like I said, all of these people, everybody that worked on it, everybody that was included on this quote unquote theory that we landed on the moon or we faked it and shot it out there in Arizona or wherever, somebody would have said something by now.
NDAs, man.
No.
NDAs.
There were no NDAs back then.
No.
No.
I fully believe with it. If that's the way it went, that
somebody would have cracked.
Okay.
And NDAs are only good for a certain amount of time. There's a statute of limitations on it.
Those people, you talk about deathbed confessions and stuff like that. Well, that's not going to work because you still have your families alive. And they could get to them.
You're not convincing me. So you're telling me, again, like you said, you can't get past this radiation belt. But they have sent these satellites with cameras to film or to photograph the outer planets. They've done this stuff. They've sent telescopes into space. They've sent all this kind of stuff. And you're telling me that that's all fake, that they never did that.
Let me turn this around on you. Let me ask you this. How would it impact your life personally if you found out, or I'm sorry, if someone proved to you and you believe what I'm telling you?
What do you mean? How would it impact them?
How would it? What would change in your life?
Well, nothing would change personally in my life. It would be a shock that we actually didn't. I would be shocked because I do believe that we did. I don't,
from there on in.
I don't ask what's around that corner. I don't know. I let that corner be.
That's a good philosophy, I guess.
And I'm thinking we're going to get further into this with other conspiracies, but some of that stuff just doesn't make sense. There's scientific evidence and proof. These textbooks we've been taught. And you say, I don't trust a book since 1900. Well, that's bogus, man. You don't question everything. This existence on this earth, again, I've said this 1,000 times, it's not that exciting. We have to make up stuff like this conspiracies. We didn't land on the moon. There's a hollow earth. There's this, there's that. Just to make our lives more interesting, to say, because just living on a little globe that spins around in this giant universe is not that appealing.
Well, maybe that's what it is. Maybe to make our lives interesting, we've got to invent this crap. Like, we're going to go to the moon, and we're going to do this, and we're going to do that. We've got to invent this garbage.
Why do they? What?
to make things more interesting.
But they did. You saw this. There's footage. There's everything. This thing you said they lost. They've shown it. There's in documentaries.
Who filmed him coming down?
What do you mean? There was a camera. There was a camera on the leg of the limb, or the moon landing thing. They had a camera installed there.
They had a camera installed there.
Yes. It was a black and white, crappy camera. They put it on there. What?
And it just so happened in 1960 that black and white crappy camera made it all the way from Earth to the moon through radiation belts, through the vastness of space.
Belt. There's no vastness of space. It takes, 3 days to get there? You think the way you're talking, they had to go through Mars and there was 300-mile-an-hour winds that were blowing on that thing? Space is vast. It's empty. There's nothing. There's no air. There's nothing. So yeah, a camera would make it there. It's not that far out of the realm of possibilities.
I believe one of two things on this. Okay, I argue for the case of in either case, there's no transparency, is what I'm trying to say. Let me go a different route with you. Let's say we did go to the moon. Okay, let's say we did. We've been outside of Earth's orbit. We've been to the moon. We've set the satellites up past the moon, past the end of the galaxy, so on and so forth. Took the data off Jupiter and Saturn, and so on and so forth. Now with the moon, is it just black and white with you? And as far as we've been to the moon, there's no secret. No, what I said, what Buzz Aldrin and Neil Armstrong said, there was no, UFOs or nothing.
I can't comment on that because I've never read anything on it.
I'm
not going to comment on stuff unlike you conspiracy theorists or you think you know everything.
Would you be open to that possibility?
I would read into it, absolutely.
Okay, so you're open.
I'm open to what you're telling me, but you're not selling me on this stuff.
Okay.
Because
right.
I have
it's a series, so to be continued, I guess.
I'm not going back on the moon. This is debunked. You lose. It's over.
No, this isn't a versus, man.
It's not a versus. What this whole video you tried to convince, and on my end you didn't convince me. So
I mean, we were doing the Bigfoot videos and all that. Why can't this be a continuation? I'm not saying the next one, but even the next one after that. We'd have an argument on here.
You need to have a better fight against this. I know that much.
I guess at that point it's going to be taping us because I'm not that good. I'm not I can't remember stuff verbatim like you.
All right, we'll have your little notebook next time.
I mean, I can't look at something, like data from speaking of outer space.
I said that I know everything. Calm down. See what you did?
I'll bring her in here.
You pissed her off. She knows we landed on
okay.
the moon. But no, I'm just saying. I've seen stuff black and white. It's right there in front of your faces. It's not this book that some guy come up with this theory that this actually happened. So if you said what you think, you know what I think? I think that you're nuts. And on that note, we're going to go down the road.
No, hold on. Just one question, though. So you trust that source? You trust...
The sources that I've read, yeah, I've read them. They are credible scientists. Yeah.
They've got no ulterior motives. They've got nothing
Everybody's
they're trying to
got
push.
an ulterior... This is the whole thing with you conspiracy theorists. Everything's an ulterior motive. Are we done?
Apparently.